G'day everybody, welcome to Zombie Bites Everything. Got some What Remains of Edith Finch today, part 2. Let me turn this music down. I'm not a fan of music in games. Just turn it down a little bit. I'll still hear it, but... Hello Frigus. G'day Frigus. Topeka. Topeka's entertaining our grandson, our youngest grandson at the moment. A repeat of that photo there is there. Okie dokie.
I knew Grandpa Sam had a twin. And that he never talked about him. I guess my grandpa didn't like history any more than my mom did.
Gotta remember what all the buttons are.
How I
Groot
Want to
says
Remember
hello.
My Brother by Sam Finch. The thing I remember is that when he made up his mind, that was it. My brother said he'd die before he ate another mushroom. And he did. At Barbara's funeral, we swore we'd never be afraid again. And he wasn't. I think Calvin always wanted to fly.
Sam! Calvin! Dinner's ready! Coming!
But that day, he finally made up his mind to do it. I told him going around was impossible. Maybe if I hadn't said that.
Calvin! I'm not gonna tell you again!
No, I'm fucking going around.
Then maybe he'd still be here. But I doubt it. I think he'd already made up his mind. That's what I want to remember about my brother.
Oh, here we go.
The day he made up his mind to fly. And he did.
Hello, Groot.
Calvin's story felt strangely familiar. When I was younger, I remember trying to do the exact same thing.
"11 years old. Such a loss." Beep boop beep. Well, that was a Buzz Lightyear then. What books we got here? The Hardy Boys. That's a mystery novel, isn't it?
After the funeral, Edie roped off Calvin's half of the room.
Excuse me.
Mom said Grandpa Sam enlisted at 18 and never set foot in the room again.
I'm back up where we were.
The passages were a pretty tight fit. They'd obviously been built for smaller hands and bellies.
My friend Bigfoot.
Whenever people ask me about my family, the first thing they always want to know about is Barbara.
Fish and shellfish. Okay, nothing in here. Big killer whale jumping out there. I wonder where they got all these photos. These have to be real photos of people. Probably got to do with the Molly.
Molly always seemed like a girl I could imagine being friends with, if she hadn't died in 1947.
That's right, we already did this room. What have we got here? We've got a scorpion, centipede, millipede, butterflies, grasshopper, another butterfly, and a beetle of some kind.
Barbara was a child star for 2 years, until America grew out of it.
Okay, let's go downstairs then. Nothing that way. Hey, nobody, how you going, man?
A lot of things got left behind in the whirlwind of that last night.
Yeah, 1 hour seems like a reasonable time. I'm not too familiar with it. I've only been using it for a little bit over a month. Someone said do it for 48 hours because trolls won't want to wait 48 hours. I thought, well, that's stupid because a troll, for starters, someone doesn't have to watch your stream for an hour or 48 hours. They just have to be subscribed. Second, it's a double-edged sword. You do it too long, and some people, they want to talk. So they might just go, oh, I'm going to go elsewhere then. So it just depends on how you utilise your channel and what you're doing with your channel and what your end goal is. I think an hour's fine. You know, I don't think it's too long. I think it's long enough. But that's me. 10 minutes is good too, depending on the game too. I mean, that's the beauty of it. You can alter it. You're not locked into any particular, like if you pick an hour, you're not locked for an hour forever and a day. You can always change it. So I guess depending on the type of game, can depend on whether, what time limit. It's good to have the option. It's definitely good to have that option to be able to switch between. And the other thing is too, you can do it on the fly, like you can change it. If you start getting more activity in your channel, more people viewing, you can always take the time down a little bit. Nothing wrong with that. You can always increase it again if chat starts getting a bit, you know, you start getting some weirdos in there. Not that I get weirdos, everybody that comes into my chat, no one's a weirdo here. Oh, we already did this, didn't we? We already did that music box. I gotta figure out what I gotta do. Need a chair, a wheelchair. Gotta look around for these little circle dot things. That'll tell me what I need to do. Might have been that room we came out of. Might have had to go in the wall a little bit more. There we go. Hey, she
Growing
won
up,
some awards.
I always thought of Barbara as a child star.
Can't see through the peephole. Whoa, 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 whoa. Why is there a peephole looking into the kids' rooms? Is that just me or is that creepy? It's a bit creepy. Just gotta check in on my teenage son. Oh, there's something I can never let him see again. Huh? That'd be fucking weird, wouldn't it? I don't want to be looking in on my kids. Not like... You check on them when they're like 3, 4, 5, something like that. But then after that, you start giving them privacy, don't you? That's what we did. Don't know about other people. I don't know why she's got a photo of a guy in a Speedo. Who's this guy talking to my daughter in a Speedo? Weirdo. Anyway. Come out of the toy box. And I'm not seeing... Barbara Wood. Got it. Hollywood. Barbara Wood. Ah. Dreadful stories.
Of all the stories people wrote about Barbara's death, I'm surprised Edie saved this one.
Alright, let's read it.
Old Jack here with another ghastly tale inspired by
Tales from the
America's
Crib.
most unfortunate family. I'm calling it The Surprise Ending of Barbara Finch. As a child star, Barbara was famous for her scream. Now at 16, she was all washed up. A has-been. But in a lucky break, she'd been asked to perform her signature scream at a local convention for monster movie fans. It was just the boost her career needed. Unfortunately, her scream hadn't aged well.
Getting better. I think you just need the right motivation.
Her biggest fan and current boyfriend, Rick, was about to demonstrate when...
Now that was a great scream.
It was Barbara's father, Sven. He'd slipped into a table saw and had to be rushed to the emergency room. So Barbara got stuck babysitting her youngest brother, Walter. Her convention comeback was cancelled.
Okay, I'm hearing frustration, but I'm not hearing terror. What if I tried...
A gang of hoodlums in Halloween masks have been terrorizing Orcas Island tonight. Police are urging residents to...
That came from the basement.
You're right! Also, I loved your delivery on that. Why is your basement door locked?
Because my dad likes making puzzles and secret passages. There's a key hidden in the music box. The secret is to keep winding and winding until finally the key pops out.
Thanks.
Oh, okay.
I'll be back in a sec.
20 minutes later, Rick hadn't returned. So Barbara went to look for him, right on cue. She reached for the music box. she wound the key. She listened for Rick, but the house was silent.
Michael Myers music. Really?
She found Rick's crutch and imagined the worst.
I'll play pool. I get any of them in the hole? Knock everything off the shelves.
The gang's leader is the infamous Hookman killer, Dr. Carl Hamill, who impaled and then ate his family 10 years ago tonight.
Let's do some training. Montage. Hoo, ha, he, ha, hoo, ha. Stupid table saw. Got me babysitting the kid. Nothing in there. So I've got to move this comic around. That's pretty cool. It's been ages since I've played this.
The old fridge rattled and grew still.
Oh dear! Rick?
Barb, relax. I was just trying to scare you to help you find your screen.
Well, I'm not scared, Rick. I'm furious.
Then act furious. All I'm getting from you now is that you're hurt and confused and you're...
She threw him out, but she kept a little something to remember him by.
Barb, have you seen my other crutch?
No.
And she was still holding it when she fell asleep, watching.
Check between your legs for your crutch, you dirty pervert. Dirty birdie.
Later.
Barbara! Walter, what's going on up there? Ah! Okay, I'm coming up, but if this is a trick, we're dead, Walter.
How do I get up there? There's a ladder up there. Okay. Don't leave your shit lying around, Walter. I'm gonna end up tripping over it.
Walter, are you there? Walter had vanished, but his bedside radio was still on.
Orcas Island police describe the man as 6 feet tall, with a steel hook for a hand. Residents are urged to lock all doors and windows and notify the police of any suspicious activity.
Barbara turned, saw the hook man, and was speechless. He was quite smashing. He couldn't get enough of Barbara.
Okay, Barbara, there's gotta be another way out of here.
That night, she played her part beautifully. She thought about abandoning Walter, but just couldn't do it.
I would've. Fuck Walter. Get out the window. Come on, we've already done the story where we climb it. Ah!
Molly's door hadn't been opened in years. The hinges groaned. wasn't moving, but she sensed the story might not be over yet.
Come on, is there a speed run? What makes you walk faster? Hello? He's gone.
The hookman had vanished. She listened for his breathing, but all she heard was...
Cascade cookies.
Someone at the door was dying to speak to young Barbara. At the door, she heard whispering. It was coming from inside the house.
Oh dear.
The monsters had come to surprise her. For Barbara, it was a dream come true. Then she saw what kind of monsters they were, and she realized what was about to happen. She was going to be famous. And with her final breath, Barbara Finch gave the performance of her life. I wasn't there myself, but I hear Barbara was magnificent. Poor girl. She had a taste for stardom. But unfortunately, so did her fans. Of course, the police blamed it all on poor Rick, who disappeared the same night. And little Walter? Hiding under his bed the whole time.
Pussy.
Took it all pretty hard. But that's another story. As for Barbara, tucked inside the music box is all they ever found of her. Her ear. Now that's what I call a real eerie tale.
Nice. That's a funny pun. That's good.
Edie told me all Barbara wanted was to be remembered, as absurd as that comic was. Maybe what Edie saw was a happy ending.
There's a waitress outfit. The roller skates were the same colour, so I'm wondering if it was she was one of those milkshake roller skate women. The old 50s diners.
I guess now I know why Mom didn't like me playing with the music box.
A lot of space foam used to seal these rooms off, isn't there? And the pool table's still there.
Mom said
Sven.
the basement was off limits, unless I wanted another tetanus shot. I saw Edie sneak down to the basement once, carrying packages. I thought maybe she was hiding presents.
Ah!
It turned out she was hiding a lot more than that. I remember asking Mom once about where Walter had gone. She said after Barbara died, he got as far away as he could. If there's a pattern in all these stories, I think it's that none of us has gotten very far.
Goodbye, everyone. I can't believe I've been down here for 30 years. On that first day, after the shaking started, I didn't think I'd survive a week. But after a few days, I settled into a
analog, this
routine.
game.
That's what kept me sane. Having a schedule, living for today. I always expected to be dead tomorrow. But if you wait long enough, you get used to anything. Even a monster on the other side of the door starts to feel normal. Almost friendly. And then one day, everything just stopped.
Went from 70-something to 2005.
Whatever that thing was, it was gone. Maybe it got tired of waiting. Or maybe I just got tired of being afraid. It's been a week now, the longest in 30 years. I'm done waiting. I have to leave while I still can.
Why's the crutch in here? Man, this story's got some layers.
I know it's out there somewhere. Whatever killed Barbara and Molly.
Brown rice.
And Calvin.
Let's break down some walls, eh?
Maybe this is all a mistake. But I need to stop living the same day, even if it kills me. Whatever's out there, I want you to know I'm ready for it. I'm going to appreciate all of it, especially the food. I don't mind if I only have a year left. Or a month. for a single week. I'd be happy with one new day. I can already imagine the sun on my face.
Oh, that was a long journey just to get hit by a goddamn train.
Walter died when I was 6. I can't believe my mom never told me he was down here.
Yeah, you got a family member named Walter who lives in the basement, eats tins of peaches. Millions of peaches, peaches for me. No worries, man. Oh, I'm still making fun of all the family members here.
I'm sure my mom was trying to protect me.
It's a painting. Come on, lift it. There you go. You wouldn't hold on to that because as you pull on that, it would pull the door down, you idiot. You'd fall on your ass.
But if she never told me about an uncle under the house, I can only imagine what else she was hiding. I don't want to make the same mistakes she made. Trying to bury something that's still alive. Now that there's only one of us left, or maybe 2.
She's a walk faster.
I thought it was time I heard the stories for myself. And found out what happened to everyone else. But now I'm worried the stories themselves might be the problem. Maybe we believed so much in a family curse, we made it real.
There was a path there.
I don't know if I should even be writing this. Maybe it'd be better if all of us just died
That's where
with
Molly
me.
came in.
But I thought you should know about your family. And the history you're a part of. Though to be honest, I feel as lost as you probably do right now. I think the people in these stories believed them, for what that's worth. And when you look at the house, that history of imagination and stubbornness
this is the house
and
Frankenstein
madness,
built.
any of it seems possible.
Right. Check everywhere for clues. You never know.
I think we've been surrounded by death for so long, we've just gotten used to it.
Every large family's going to be surrounded by death.
What kind
at
of
one
family
point.
finishes building a cemetery before starting the house?
I don't know. What kind of family gets cemetery plots and
It's embarrassing
life
for me
insurance
to admit
before they
this,
actually
but
create a life. It's a standard practice, isn't it?
the pet cemetery made me more uncomfortable than the human one. 3 of the gerbils
Coco.
were mine, and 2 had been my fault. Sven built the house, but it was Edie who designed the cemetery.
Rocket Man.
I'm sure Odin's monument had been Edie's idea. My mom was always trying to move on, but for Edie, the past never went away. She could see it poking out of the water at low tide. Edie said she dreamed about the old house every night.
I fall off? No. So I walked all this slow way up here. Just have to walk
Edie's
all the way
side was
back.
always easier for me to understand.
Oh no, we're going different way back. Okay.
But the older I get, the more I can see where my mom was coming from. She lost 2 of her brothers, just like I did. I get why she tried so hard to protect us. There's so many things I wish I could ask my mom now. Part of me thinks this is what she wanted all along. For me to come back someday and find everything out for myself.
Just get my fat ass up here.
But looking back on it now, if she told me there was going to be so much climbing, I never would have come when I was 22 weeks pregnant.
Ah, come on. People are doing lots of stuff when they're pregnant. Chopping wood, baking cakes. I don't know. What do people do when they're pregnant?
I never met Grandpa Sam, but
Eat
I
weird
think he
shit.
and my mom had a lot in common.
You women eat weird shit when you're pregnant. Don't fucking act like you don't. You do. You eat weird shit. I'm not judging you for it, but you eat weird shit. This whole craving stuff.
They
Oh,
were
I'm going to eat some
pretty
prawns
intense.
with ice cream. I'm going to eat...
Sam spent his life shooting photos, but Mom said he got nervous being in front of the camera. I guess we're all afraid of something. Instead of hiding from death, Sam seemed to go out of his way to meet it.
Topeka and her bloody French fries and mousse, chocolate mousse pudding.
Dawn, I promise, you'll never forget this weekend.
Yes, sir.
These memories are gonna last a lifetime.
How we
Am I gonna have to
focus?
shoot anything?
It's a hunting trip, Dawn. Shooting perfect.
It's gonna rain the whole weekend, isn't it? I will never forget this weekend, Dad.
Okay, got it.
I'm gonna take some pictures, okay?
Just be careful. That camera's older than you are.
Aw. You're right, Dad. It's starting to clear up. Still freezing, though.
First, going to take a photo
Definitely
of.
should not have drunk all that coffee.
Hey!
That's a keeper.
I'm just saying, I'm not always gonna be here, Dawn. You'll need to remember this stuff, if you want to survive.
I'll be fine, Dad.
You know who else thought he was gonna be fine?
Some guy who died.
Dawn, I'm being serious.
I know, Dad. You're always serious. Doesn't being out here make you want to chill out?
Well, to tell you the truth, I haven't been out here in 20 years.
Okay, so that's not the photo I'm supposed to be taking a photo of.
Last time I was with my brother Calvin. Man, that was a great trip.
Dad!
Good eyes, Don. Before you take the shot, let me get a picture of you.
Where the fuck are they? Come on.
Dad, I...
Just breathe. Turn. Let me get behind you.
Do I have to do this?
Dawn, you don't have to do anything. But if you want to survive, you'll need to be strong. Great shot, Dawn! I'm proud of you, Dawn. Always remember that, okay?
I can't see where I'm gonna go.
Dad, it's twitching. I think
That's
it's
totally
so...
normal, Dawn. Just focus on the camera. Try not to think about...
Dad!
Ha ha ha! Suck shit! G'day, drunk. How you going, mate? I love it when animals get nature gets their revenge.
That's the one I wish most that my mom had told me.
I tried this game but couldn't figure out what was going on. It's like shit, right? Dude, I got no idea what's going on either. I got no idea at all. I'm just walking around blind like everybody else does, I guess. US Marine, he was bested by a fucking dying buck. His kid's got a mohawk. No, not commenting on that. Hey, hydroponic setup. Oh no. Well, you never know.
After Sam died, my mom and Edie got really close. They'd both lost a lot.
Gregory.
Dear Kay, do you remember the way Gregory used to laugh when he thought he was alone? Like something funny was happening, but only he could see it.
Okay, let me just look up. Okay. We've got a frog by the clutches here. We've got a little rubber ducky. Love little rubber duckies. Rubber duckies are cool. I don't like having a bath without my rubber ducky.
I think he saw things the rest of us don't.
Oh, I'm the frog.
It's over, Gregory. It's time to...
You leave your kid in the bath by themselves? What kind of monster are you?
Hello? Sam, I told you I don't want to talk right now.
I wonder what he saw. What his world was like. He reminded me so much of Calvin. Lost in his imagination. Whatever it was, he saw.
Mine's a gerbil.
It sure made him happy.
Why am I enjoying this? The whale's not enjoying it, he's drowning. There we go. Oh, I get it. I get it. Somehow I gotta... Boing! Get that.
How silly it sounds.
There you go. Oh, Bob.
That I worried about a baby being too happy. But I could feel him slipping away.
Sorry about that, Gregory.
I know you did everything you could.
No, no, no! The plug monster's gonna get me!
Maybe if I hadn't called that night.
Damn it. Well, I don't want Gregory to hear this.
I wish he could have told us about the world he saw. Hey, there's so much I don't understand about Gregory. About everything. But I know what happened wasn't your fault. I'm sure he's happy. And he'd want you to be happy too.
Oh, yeah, that's why the Lego song went. Everything's
Good
awesome
luck, Kay.
when you're dead.
Love, Sam.
Jesus Christ. What a strange ass game, right? I haven't even had any acid and for some reason. Oh yeah, let's put the bubble bath in there. That's a catalyst that fucking started everything. Okay, so we got 1, 2, 3, 4, 5 people to unlock the stories about. Okay. Came through there. Gregory's got a locker like he's in the military.
My mom moved up to the loft after her brothers died.
This family plays musical.
At the time,
fucking
it was as
musical
far
rooms.
away as she could get. I can't imagine what it was like for her to lose 2 sons after she'd already lost 2 brothers. She spent a summer building houses in Calcutta, where she met my dad, Sanjay.
Okay.
My mom moved to India a week after graduation and got a job teaching English. Louis was born a year later.
that's a broken step. We ain't going down there. Not climbing over that. Looks like we're going up.
When my dad died, I don't think Mom knew where else to go. I'm sure Edie was happy to have her back. The house had to get a little bigger, but Edie was used to that. And for a while, things were good. Almost normal.
No worries, drunk. Take it easy, man. Get some rest.
But it didn't last.
Have a good day tomorrow. Yeah, I'll definitely be streaming. Whoa.
The beginning of the end was Milton's 10th birthday, when Edie gave him a castle.
Lots of save points at the moment.
After Milton disappeared, the only thing he left behind was a room full of paintings. Milton Finch in The Magic Paintbrush.
Okay. Weird ass flip book.
I was 4 when Milton disappeared.
This unfinished swan and music. Some good music in this. I'm a fan of classical music. I like classical music. Wouldn't want to be the bastard underneath. Paint dripped on me, Milton. Milton!
Mom spent months searching for my brother. Then she sealed the doors. Whatever Milton had found in the house, Mom didn't want it getting out.
Can't get over that? Alright, gotta go around. Can I go up here?
Mom
Okay.
definitely blamed Edie, but I think Lewis blamed himself. After he graduated, he just spent more and more time in his room. Until Mom got him a job at the cannery.
So I can go up here, but that's it. Okay, I gotta go this way. Gotta go where the writing tells you to, basically. This is the most rinky-dink house I've ever seen in my life, eh? I'm not I'm not impressed with the architectural structure of this house. And what am I, 20-something weeks pregnant? No, open, you idiot. Hey, now we're talking. Here's a hydroponic room somewhere.
Lewis's room smelled very, very familiar. That part of him lived on.
Hey man, what are you doing touching my stuff, man? This is all my stuff, man. This is my stuff. Don't touch my stuff, man. Riddle me this.
Dear Mrs. Finch, as Lewis's psychiatrist, I can understand your desire for an explanation. As I see it, the trouble began in January, shortly after we convinced your son to seek treatment for substance abuse. Newly sober, I believe Lewis first noticed the monotony of his daily life. He kept working at the cannery, but he withdrew part of himself. In our sessions, I saw the same behavior. His mind began to wander.
Oh, I've got to use the fucking right stick for the chopping of the heads and the left stick to walk around.
I asked him to describe it. He said he started small. Imagining a labyrinth. He'd feel his way about. Then something moved. Bats.
This is so...
And toads.
So fucking weird.
And things that have not names. He knew it was all in his head. But he took it very seriously. I had hoped he'd find himself. But he found something more. I worried about
Trying to play two games at once here. This is really, really unsettling. Oh, how do
I spoke with his boss. But he said Lewis had become a model employee. Methodical, tireless, focused. Like a whole new Lewis. So I let him go on.
Not impossible, just very awkward.
Even encouraged
not controls I'm used to.
It seemed very promising at first. He told me he'd made a new friend. On the edge of a city he named Lewis Topia. He built the city up slowly, brick by brick. Then he made musicians. And songs for them to play. He talked
My
about
brain is
starting a band.
hurting.
And he was always humming something.
Can't I get in there? Took my eyes off for a second and watched where the fish
Every
were
day
coming
his
in.
imagination grew stronger.
Left stick is controlling Lewis, the right stick's controlling the hand
He no
grabbing
longer
the fish.
spoke at the cannery. But his chopping was as reliable as ever. Then one day it struck him that all the cheering crowds, even the stones under his feet, were all in his imagination. So he could do whatever he wished. He held an election for mayor.
Held an erection for a mayor?
And he won. They begged him to stay, but his mind was already wandering. It became a game.
Oh, fuck, that was a mental fucking... We're still doing it? Okay.
He'd conquer a city, then immediately push on. New Louisville. St. Louis.
A bit on the nose. I've got to try not to crash a
He
ship.
started drifting away from our reality.
Get out of the way, fish. Story's being told.
Minneapolis, until one day he forgot to go home from the cannery. Even as his mother pleaded with him, part of Lewis kept sailing on. In Lewisburg, he heard rumors of a handsome queen.
Handsome queen, a beautiful prince. Wasn't it supposed to be a beautiful queen and a handsome prince? Topeka! I think drugs are kicking in.
The queen was on her own quest for
a sinister serpent. Why not? We're already
sinister
over here.
serpents. He followed the sound of her
Silver harp. We're heading this
silver
way.
harp. His chase led him to a golden palace east of the sun and west of the moon. Even then, his logic remained sound. He knew the world was all in his imagination.
Come on, 3 fish at once, that's a bit much. Come on, Lewis, pick up the speed.
But he was so proud of having created it. In his own eyes, he'd become something greater than a king.
He became a god. Starting to smell fish.
For someone who'd never known success in the real world, I think it was overwhelming. And then it struck him that the real Lewis
Like
was
a
not
smack
the
in the
one
head with a
chopping
fish.
salmon, but the one climbing the steps of a golden palace.
fucked up way to
My
tell a story.
imagination is as real as my body, he told me. It was hard to argue with him. He began to forget the world we know.
Does that seem a
I
little
think it
pointless?
pained him to remember Lewis, the cannery worker. He began to despise the man with a royal contempt.
Hey, buddy. Hello. Gonna go
I
up here
still
now.
thought I could save him.
Bye, Lewis. See you, Lewis.
Even after he said
G'day,
he's
mate.
been
Drugley, how you
crowned
going,
king over all the lands of wonder. The palace would be packed with his companions.
Yes, I'm here. I am your royal man, fish killer, and you are my royal subjects. Play that funky music, no-face guy. Play that funky music,
Including the
right?
wise Calico who'd insisted on advising him.
La dee 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 dee. Oh, I'm doing peachy, mate. Doing really good today. Actually, I woke up with a bit of a sore back, but it's just the way I slept. Prior back injury. Nothing major.
His queen waited, holding his crown.
Just one of those injuries that, you know, every now and then when the weather's wrong or just right.
There was only one thing left to do.
Oh, yes. Or I sleep wrong. I slept wrong because the cat was on the bed and he's a fucking heavy cat. He's like 5-6 kilos. And he just takes up so much
Bent down
room.
on his head.
Hey, that's a guillotine! That's a fucking guillotine! I'm not an idiot! That's a guillotine!
And the rest I think you know. Mrs. Finch, your son was a kind man who will be missed by all of us who knew him.
Dickhead put his head in the fucking fish slicer.
My brother was really cool. I wish you could have met him.
See, there's some serious inbreeding in this family if everyone's nuts. Okay, we got Sanjay, we got Gus, Dawn, Edie, and Sven. Fish killer. He called me the fish killer. I'll catch him. And I'll clean him. Hey, Wonderland. Wonderworld.
Lewis and I spent a lot of time playing games together, but he was surprisingly bad at them.
Really?
He died a lot.
Oh, come on. It's in poor taste. We just heard a story about how he put his head in a chopping block, literally. Locker contents. What's in here? No fish head? Pills. Ooh. Oh, he was a gamer, for sure. Look, he's got those coloured out keys for gaming. The Red King's Dreams. Okay. Hey, he's got a high school diploma. Who doesn't? How old is he? Let's see. Normally there's something. He's got the Indian flag up there. Normally there'd be something around that indicates the age of the person.
He was so proud of being Indian. I think for him, it was a way to be something other than just a Finch.
88 to 2010 would make him, what, 22? Is that 22?
On the way back from Lewis's funeral, my mom told me to start packing. She waited until the day before we left to tell Edie. I'm not sure if she wanted to make it easier or harder. I wish we'd stayed. But I understand why we left.
Gotta go up those stairs. Nothing over here.
My mom ended
what
up
size
leaving
people sleep in these beds, man? And when you don't want to get these destroyed, the packing peanuts, what do you send them in? What do you send styrofoam in? Or bubble wrap in if you don't want to get destroyed?
What happened that night had been coming for a long time. Maybe it should have come sooner.
Hey, little birdie. Oh, you're not real.
But it had to end one way or another. All that's left now is to tell you about that last night.
Well, actually, you got to tell me about Gus. What about Gus? There's probably something I missed.
That whole last day, Edie just watched us pack and didn't say anything. Until supper, when she raised her glass and said,
"To our final night together, and all our final nights apart."
Grandma, you know what I said about alcohol. Some of your medications are very
Edith,
specific.
I left a present for you in the hallway. Why don't you go open it? The grown-ups have to argue now.
I'm sorry, you're right. We're all leaving tomorrow. Let's just enjoy our last...
I'm not leaving.
Edith, you're excused.
Maybe this is where I find out about Gus.
The power had been shut off that morning, but Edie always had plenty of candles. When my mom sealed the library, I don't think she knew about the other entrance. Or that Edie had a key to it.
That thing you're afraid of isn't going to end when you leave the house. Edith has a right to know these stories.
My children are dead because of your stories. I think it's best if Edith and I leave tonight. We'll have the nursing home send a van for you in the morning. Okay?
Didn't put up much of a fight.
Dear Edith, there's so many stories I wish I could tell you, but there's only time for one. This is about what happened on the night you were born. That night, the tide went way, way out. It was the first and last time I ever saw the old house aground. There'd been an earthquake out in the middle of the ocean. They called it the lowest tide in 1,000 years. God, it smelled awful. You know, I've seen that house every day of my life. But I never thought I'd go back to it. When the fog rolled in, I lost my way.
Keep going straight. Just keep walking, just keep walking.
I got turned around.
Bonk.
For a while, I wandered. I started seeing things.
Hey. You're not an ocean deer. Where's the ocean deers?
Things I'd forgotten had ever existed. But when I saw them, they felt like old friends. That night, a lot of things came back to me. Or maybe I came back to them. Things I can't explain, but that I need you to try and...
Edith, what are you doing in here?
It's mine.
Edith!
Mom, you're gonna rip it. Let go! I kicked and screamed, but Mom dragged me to the car.
Well, you didn't kick hard enough, did you?
I never saw Great-Grandma Edie again.
Grandma Edie!
The next morning, the band came to pick her up, but she was already gone. After that, we moved around a lot. We both tried to make the best of it. A few years went by. My mom didn't like to talk about it. But she started getting sick a lot. The rest happened pretty quickly.
Dawn Finch.
She got better for a while, and then she didn't. And then I was alone. The last Finch left alive. Until I found out about you. I'm still not sure what to tell you about all this. If we lived forever, maybe we'd have time to understand things. But as it is, I think the best we can do is try to open our eyes. And appreciate how strange and brief all of this is.
Oh, we're not really gonna...
This journal was supposed to be for you.
Oh, come on. I've already been born once.
I'll never see it.
This is outrageous.
I just want to meet you.
No one warned me of this.
And tell you all these stories myself.
I blame you, Frigus. You wanted to see more of this. This is on you.
Yes, if you're reading this now. Things didn't work out that way.
Still alive.
This is where your story begins. I'm sorry I won't be there to see it. It's a lot to ask, but I don't want you to be
Traumatic
sad and
experience
gone.
as it was.
I want you to be amazed that any of us ever had a chance to be here at all. Good luck.
Oh, so Mummy died. We didn't find out about Gus's story. Is that it? Is there more? It's a fucked up looking house, that is. I ain't moving there. Can I just point out, that story told me absolutely fucking nothing. It didn't, it wasn't explaining, it didn't explain it. Maybe there's more. We'll find out after the credits. Oh, look at that fat little kid. Chris Bell, you fat little bastard. He looked like he ate all the other babies. Oh, young Pee Wee Herman. He looks as happy as the horse is riding. Okay, now let's make fun of everybody here. He's an engineer. No, not commenting on that one. Let's put the hookah right next to the kids. Why not? Guys, just seen Superman. An Unlockables programmer. Got himself a little Beagle or Jack Russell there, Parsons Russell. Of any of the developers or artists that were involved in this game, if you find that some of the things I've said about it is insulting or anything like that, deal with it. Grow up. What do you fucking think, people? I'm a grown ass adult. You didn't expect children to play this, did you? What do you expect me to fucking say? Huh? Of course I was going to find this really weird. I don't know about everybody else, but when I got photos done of me when I was a kid, it was a special event, and it was, everything had to be neat and tidy in the background and everything like that. Basically, it had to look like it never looked like, you know, it had to look really prim and proper because it's a photo and we're giving it out to people, and wow, that's a lot of hours. So. You know, when I see these ones here, I just think these guys must have just had cameras galore. Oh, there we go, a little child with a gun. I'm not, nope. Got no. Remember when the hats used to be like that? And no matter how you wore them, you look like an idiot? This kid's playing chess, and he looks like Forrest Gump. Oh, fuck me. Hector Sanchez. Hey, VHS. Well, kids, back in the day, a VHS was some sort of medium. What? Albinos with a koala on the front. Do we get royalties for that? Being Australians, do we get royalties for that at all? The end. Right. So Gus. The replay a story option is now available. Setting select Edith to play from the beginning. Okay. Replay a story. Well, we've got to find Gus's, but I'm not going to be doing that today. It's the only one we missed. Alright. Well, there we go, everybody. That was What Remains of Edith Finch. If anybody can tell me what the moral of that story is, you're lying. There is no moral. It wasn't even any really jump scares or anything like that. I don't know. I didn't even know. Was it a drama? Was it a horror? I don't know. But it was a very interesting way to put a game together. I will say that. It was very interesting. I do like the way that it forced you to keep going. And I do like the way, I really do like the way that it was set out. It was a bit confusing at that part where they cut the fish. That was a bit weird. But other than that, no, this was awesome. It was awesome. I didn't pay for the game anyway. I got it free. So I'm not going to complain about that. That was good. But, you know, what can you do? I will figure out what that Gus one is and I will do an upload of it later on. But that was it. No worries, Nobody. Big shout out to Nobody. Big shout out to Major Ugly, Frigus, Topeka, and anybody else that came through. Drunk Gamer. Anybody else that might have came through and being, oh, Limitless Outdoors. G'day, mate. Sorry I missed you there. Big shout out to everybody. All the people that might have been lurking. I'll catch us all later. I'm out. I'm a dot and dust. See ya.